Hello everyone, my name is Clarissa Gossett and thank you for joining me today. We will be covering in this video on the subject of how to make Truetype fonts in Floriani Total Control along with Lettering Master, and we'll also talk about how to curve into a circle shape your fonts. So first of all, this is the project this was based on. So I wanted to curve my font around my little camping applique in the middle here. So let me talk about Floriani Total Control. Let's get a new page. Now, I happen to have a program called Lettering Master installed on my computer, as well as Floriani Total Control. Lettering Master is another Floriani piece of software that you can purchase as an add-on to your Floriani software. And with Floriani Lettering Master, I can do additional things with my fonts that I cannot do in Floriani Total Control. But stick with me because after I cover the things I can do in Lettering Master, I'll cover in Floriani what I can do as well. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is I need to get some Truetype fonts. Where do I go to get Truetype fonts? You can download them, and there are tons of them out on the internet. So let's go to a website, and the website I like to go to is called DaFont, D-A-F-O-N-T. Here we go, dafont.com, D-A-F-O-N-T.com. And when you open their website, on the first page you'll see their brand new fonts, and people are adding fonts every single day. So there are tons of fonts on this website that you can download. And they are free, but they are free for your use only. They are not to be shared. So if you share them, you should pay for a license, but if you use them for yourself, they are free. Alright, so what I did was I wanted to use a font named Art Brush. And I had scrolled through all the fonts in the website. I had gone to some basic fonts, I believe, and looked up, and I saw Art Brush. And you can see that I've looked it up before, Art Brush. Click Art Brush and search. And here's Art Brush, and here to the right is a little button that says download. And let me explain how that's going to work. The download will go into your list of fonts that are already in your computer. So when you purchased your computer, and if you have Word, you are going to type with Truetype fonts. They are artwork. They are not embroidery fonts. They are just artwork or fonts that you can use to type documents with. So we are going to download Art Brush. Click here. And I'm going to choose to save this file. Click OK. And it's downloading to my computer. Now I happen to have this handy dandy blue arrow that displays the downloads that I've done recently. If you don't have that, you'll have to navigate your computer, go to File Explorer, right click, File Explorer, and find where your downloads are. Mine just happened to have a little quick access here under Downloads. And look at that, there's Art Brush. Imagine that, I've done it before today. So you would click on Art Brush, it opens the file, and I double click on it here. This is the Art Brush Truetype font. I don't need the README document. Click Art Brush, and it opens this window where I can either print it or I want to install it on my computer. So I click Install. And it's going to tell me I already have it. Of course I do, because I've done this before. We're going to say yes. Or we'll replace it. And here we go. It's installing Art Brush. It just takes a second. Doesn't take very long at all. So I close my windows. Close my windows. And let's open up Total Control. Now if Total Control happens to be open while you're installing a font, you might have to close it to find that font again. Okay, but I've already installed the font as a artwork file so I can see it. So what I can do is, since I have Lettering Master installed, I click this down arrow next to the letter T, and I have this icon here that says create a new font. I'm going to click create a new font. And it opens a window. I'm going to add characters from Truetype fonts. Click here. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to find the Truetype font that I installed. Now these are all fonts that are in my computer. They might look familiar. They might be some of them that you've seen when you were typing before. Okay, we're going to use Art Brush. Let's see, there it is, Art Brush. And I can click a sample. I'm going to put family here because that's one of the words that was on my banner. Oh, that looks good. So click next. And here's all the characters that it downloaded. Now I don't need all of these characters, so I'm going to select the ones that I need. I'm going to click here and slide down. I need lowercase down to here, and I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard, and it's now selected all of the characters that I want. Click next. It's going to install or upload these things to my software. Click finish. And it's adding the characters for me. It takes a minute. Good thing it's thinking and not me. Lots of fun to play with different fonts though. Alright, and a window will come up that will display all the characters that it generated. Alright, look at all those cute characters we have to work with now. The most important part is this right here. You're going to click Save Font. And in case you didn't know, your fonts in your software are installed in Program Data, Floriani, TCU, and Fonts. So these are the fonts that you have in your embroidery fonts in your software. Okay, so we're going to call this Art Brush. And there we go. We're going to click Save, and it's going to say you already have one. Yes, I do already have one, but you would just, that message wouldn't come up. Give it a second. And it's installed. So now, for me to see it in my software, I need to close my software, open it back up, and I will have Art Brush. I'm going to get a new page. And let's play with our new font. Alright, so to get my fonts open, you know that you click the letter T. But let's click the drop down arrow next to it, and we're going to make a circular font. A circular shaped font. Click here, click on your workspace, and there we go. Now I happen to have Art Brush open because that's what I played with before. But if you notice, there's a little designation next to this, and I'm really not sure what that is. It looks kind of like a blue hourglass to me. But you'll notice it's next to Cabbage Patch. So I download Truetype font to make Cabbage Patch. Let's see, we have font 1, we have Good Bees, isn't that cute? And we have Megan that I downloaded, and a smaller Megan, and New York. So lots of really fun fonts to play with. But we're going to stick with Art Brush. And in the upper part of our circle, we're going to put Happy Campers. C-A-M-P-E-R-S. The Johnsons. Oops, did I spell that right? C-O-H-N. Let's put an N in there. N-S-O-N. Okay, and as far as size goes on fonts, it's really just experimenting. I kind of eyed it and looked at my ruler and said, I think they need to be about 1.5 inches. So you can experiment with this. So let's click 1.5" and apply. And we're going to have a traffic jam when it comes up. It comes up on a small circle, but I can adjust that circle. So let me scoot the size down. Well, before I do that, let me show you what you need to grab. This little blue dot right here, hover over it until the the rotating icon comes up. Okay, but we're going to squish it down here because we're going to make this big. Okay, grab the rotating icon and stretch it out. And let's double click on the magnifying glass. And there we go. Now I am not sure if that's the right size, so let's load our camper. Control A. Oh, by the way, if you were going to add a design to this and load it from a folder, you would want to click File, Merge Design. We'll do that since I've got it open. Let's open our camper. Click Open. Slide it up here. And Johnson seems to be a little bit big, so let's click our text tool again in the circle so we can adjust our text. And let's grab it and maybe squish it down a bit. And let's see it up close and kind of inspect what we've done. That's okay. I might want a little space in between those letters. So let's select Happy Campers again, and let's change the spacing. I want a little more space between each letter. And this spacing number box, I haven't figured out that the numbers really mean anything specifically, but I know that the larger the number, the more spacing between your lettering. So let's click Apply and see what happens. That's better. And let's see it in 3D. Some crazy things are happening here. Do you see where my letter P is not filled in here? Let's zoom in on it. See that? That's a problem, don't you think? So let's zoom back out, and what that is indicating is that that satin stitch has gotten too large at that point. So let's select the font again. Our properties box will come up. And in my properties box, I've got some options. This little star, this filled in star, if I click here, instead of a satin stitch, I will want a fill pattern on this font because that satin is getting too large and not filling in well. And I like random. You can experiment with different fill patterns. Click Apply. And let's see it up close now. Oh, much better. Perfect. So double click on the magnifying glass to zoom it back out. Whoops. There we go. Click here. And there we go. Now the only other problem is that this is quite large. That flag the embroidery filled up the whole flag, and it was 12 by 18. So what I need to do is, let's copy Happy Campers, the Johnsons. Let's copy that. Open a new page. And paste Happy Campers, the Johnsons. I need this in two pieces because I actually ended up having to embroider Happy Campers, Camper, and the Johnsons. So we need to right click, break up the text. It's thinking. Alright, now my text is in individual letters. So if I wanted to play with individual letters, I could, but I'm going to grab my selection tool and drag a box around Happy Campers. I'm going to right click and group it together. Instead of individual letters, I'm going to open a new page, paste this. Oops, I forgot to copy it. That would help, wouldn't it? Copy this. New page. And delete that. Oops, did it not copy? Copy. New page. Let's just do a new page instead of going. There we go. Then I would go File, Save As, and save it for whatever font I want, whatever format I want, and wherever I want to save it. Click Cancel. Now I promised you there would be something I could show the FDCU owners, Floriani Total Control owners. This is happening because I have Lettering Master installed. So let's get a new page and let's talk about what you can do if you have Total Control only. So let's go to Tools. Oh, excuse me, File. Here we go, File. Sorry. Import Truetype font artwork. Now in my artwork box, if I select, guess what? Those fonts that we installed are here. So here, let's click Art Brush again. And let's make these letters bold. And let's make them kind of big. Let's say 48. Say OK. And let's type in Happy Campers. Oh, there's my cat. Say OK. Now this is just artwork. If I click the drop down menu, you can see just artwork. So I'm going to select all items, and then I'm going to use my quick tools to fill it with stitches. Just a minute, cat. Let's see it in 3D. Cute. Of course, I can change the font, change the fill to something else. Hold on. Alright, there you go. So for Total Control owners, you can take artwork and change it into a font as well. So thank you for watching today, and have fun playing with fonts. They're tons of fun. So thank you very much, and happy stitching.